Okay, we're going to really start by building on some key foundational concepts. These are key kind of the foundational concepts. Now, if you need some practical stuff, like just to jump right to something, like maybe you've got an interview tomorrow, jump right to the interview section of the course. It's feel free. Each section kind of is its own like mini course, you could really think. So if you need to build a LinkedIn profile really fast, jump to the LinkedIn section or a resume or the interview section. But these are going to talk a little bit about some foundational stuff that we might come back and refer to through the course, because this is the stuff that's going to help build up those types of things, especially with things like LinkedIn and resumes, and talking about some of your skills and your abilities and some of your strengths through the process, and particularly the interview process. Okay, so job search and career success in one diagram. Well, that sounds pretty interesting. Let's go take a look at the diagram. And here's the diagram. So you're really looking at a combination of three key things as far as job and career success, particularly from the job search aspect. Number one is looking at your desires. What are your desires? That's why it's on top of these concentric circles, and why it's the most important, really. Because in the end, I mean, sometimes you need a job just to have a job. You've got to pay rent, you got to pay your mortgage, you've got bills. I get it. So you just need a job, and sometimes we need to take a job because we just need to take a job, and that's okay. It really is okay. But what we're really looking for from the job search, because if you take that job, you're going to be looking for a new job soon probably, is something that fulfills your desires. The type of job that you want, the type of environment that you want, the type of potentially career potential, whether it's advancement or just being happy in your job. So your desires and the type of jobs you want is very critical and important, and really a key foundational building block. The next is an intersection with your KSA. All right, so what is KSA? Maybe you've heard of KSA, especially if you work for like human resources or whatever. They'll talk about KSA all the time, or managers will talk sometimes KSA. And KSA stands for knowledge, skills, and abilities. What are your innate knowledge, skills, and abilities? Knowledge is like, and we'll go into real detail in the next lesson here about KSA, but thinking about what are the things that you bring to the employer. Maybe you have a skill, like you've got a programming skill. You can program in certain languages, or maybe you've got an ability to be a public speaker, or just general knowledge about the industry. All these types of things form you as far as your knowledge, skills, and abilities. And these are the things that employers are looking at to fill their job positions with people who are great candidates who bring these great knowledge, skills, and abilities. And of course, the third part is, what does the company need? What are the company needs? What is the job description? What kind of job do they specifically need to fill? And many times for companies, by the way, they're just looking for great people. I mean, I've hired people without a real specific job for them, but I just knew they were just so terrific that I wanted to get them on board, and then I would kind of find something for them or make something maybe customized for them. I've done that too as well. Now, that's probably more rare actually today, and you might need to be in a real successful company or hiring manager in a successful company to get that kind of leeway, or that manager might have that type of power or budget or whatever flexibility to do that. And not everyone does. Most folks are like, I have this job, this is this job description, and I need somebody to fill it. So that's the company needs part. And you can see where all this comes together is right there in the middle, right? Where they all intersect. Success happens when your desires and what you want to do and your knowledge, skills, and abilities, which is really helpful if you get to use those on a daily basis. You'll be happier when you use those things that you're really good at on a daily basis. Match up with what the company needs too. And then everybody's kind of succeeding there. I really want to make sure that if I'm hiring somebody, that they're going to be a success. I don't want to turn that person over. I want them to be a success. If they want to be on a promotion track, I want that. Those are the kind of things that I want as a hiring manager. Why? It's very costly and very time consuming to keep hiring people all the time. So lowering turnover for managers is a very key measure that they're measured against. And so hiring somebody, the right person the first time, to fill an opening is very critical. And they want people to be happy on the job too. I mean, in the end, employers want you to do your job and get the work done, and you get that. But they don't like that turnover, so they'd rather have you be happier in your job. They may not show it all the time, by the way, or some managers maybe don't care at all. Let's be honest, they may not care, but they do care that you're doing your work and that you're not leaving. They do care about that. So think about your desires, your knowledge, skills, and abilities, and what the company needs. And as those get matched up, that's where success comes. And as we go through talking about the job search, the more you can portray yourself to that hiring employer, how that fits in that middle circle to them and to you, the better chances you are of landing that job. Okay, so let's delve a little bit deeper into KSA, because that's really, really, really critical. So the next lesson, we're going to talk about KSA and how you can start really looking at that.